What is up?
What is up, everybody? Another episode of Marvel Bros and Friends. What's going on, Marvel Madness MCU?
Marvel Madness here in St. George, Utah. My little boy's tournament, my 11-year-old's tournament. So we're good to go. Pretty excited about his soccer tournament. He actually won 2 games tonight. So tomorrow he will play one more game, and if he wins, then we're staying the whole weekend, and he plays on Monday.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
For all our viewers out there, we have something special lined up. We're about to bring him on here in a second. An amazing artist in the Marvel community, and a huge, generous heart that he has whenever he comes on. But we'll introduce him here in a second. So sit back, as always, relax. We'll see you soon. All right. So
here we are.
Yeah, we're back.
Welcome, everybody. A couple shout outs. Spidey Hits is here. We got Kellen, my nephew. Elusive, what's going on? How are you doing tonight, buddy? And then Brittany, always glad to see Brittany in here. And there's 9 people already in, so appreciate you guys.
Very nice. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring him on. The myth, the man, the legend, Mr.
Ash Gonzalez.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother? What's up? Welcome to Marvel Bros, man. Awesome, man. Awesome to have you. We appreciate you, obviously, with all the crazy work that you always have to do, man. So we appreciate you having on Marvel Bros, man. And let's jump right into it, man. Let's have some fun. We got some questions for you tonight, and I'm sure chat does as well. So chat, make sure you put your questions in there for Ash. Let's make good with the time. And
just to let everybody know too, I drew some sketches and then put them on the sides there.
Man, those are awesome, man.
This is Ash Gonzalez stuff, guys. Go check his stuff out. This is sweet. If you guys don't know him, please follow him on Instagram. I'm sure a lot of everybody knows this by now, but Ash Gonzalez, great artist from Upperdeck. I am so happy to be friends with him and just have him here on the live. So
awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. So let's get to the spicy talks. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's do it.
Spill the tea. No.
So what's been happening? What's been going on? You've been busy with sets? What
yeah.
You, Ash?
So I got one more set. It's pretty much killing me, but it's good. It's gonna be good, and I am almost done. And then that is it. And then I'm on to finishing out a bunch of commissions, and then probably taking on more commissions. And other than that, that's pretty much about it. And then I'm still rocking out a whole bunch of covers. I don't know if I can get that one in.
Cool.
It's I took it away pretty quick because I mean it's like in the beginning phase, but there's a lot of signings going on, like for what is her name? I forgot. I can't believe I just blanked out. But this is the back of it.
Oh wow!
Yeah. She was on with Joe Pesci and the lawyer. What do they call that? With the Utes. The Utes.
Yes, the Utes. My cousin Vinny.
Yes, my cousin Vinny.
Well, dude, that was like long ago. She's been on a lot more things than that. She was a Spider-Man's. He was Aunt May. Come on now.
Yeah, that's gonna be her on the front.
Okay.
And so she's signing, and then Samuel was signing. A whole bunch of people are signing. Oh, even
Marissa Tomei.
McCoy. Yeah, Marissa Tomei. There you go. And then I got some books I got to do for McAvoy. He's signing too, so I got to do a bunch of Professor X. And I think he's going to be at MegaCon.
He's like, calling you out. He's like, dude, Ash, we just covered that yesterday. Come on, bro.
Shut up, Keith. Gosh, man.
Oh, man. This is sweet. So.
I also heard that that Frank Miller is also signing. So big opportunity for Wolverine fans out there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Is he at MegaCon?
I think private signing with CGC.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Cool.
That came out this past week.
Yeah, I think something's up. So if you want to get something signed by him, get on that.
Get on it. I heard obviously he's doing the signing, and then you have another announcement. Not another announcement, but they're refreshing the previous post of Hugh Jackman signing, and people. I believe people have until the end of the month or something like that before their submissions can be accepted.
Yeah, this month.
In either end of this month or next month. I'm pretty sure it's this month. But it's pretty pricey.
I'll have to check that out to see if I might have something.
Yeah, it's pricey, man. We're talking like
I know
$500.
That's kind of why I didn't. I kind of was like, wow, man, I already have a couple autos from Hugh Jackman. I don't know if I need a custom one.
I mean, it would be nice to have a 340 signed by Hugh. Obviously 181, 180. Those issues of Hulk, his first appearances in Cameo. But I mean, $500. That's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about any pickups this week, huh?
Yeah. Go ahead, man. You start.
Okay, so the pickup I got, you have seen it. It was a big pickup. I actually saw in the Facebook group a guy coming over from sports, not knowing exactly all the ins and outs of Marvel cards. Those who know me can already might guess what kind of set it's from, just because it's my favorite set. So any guessers out there, I'm sure Vintage Lord knows exactly where I'm going on this. So this is the pickup I got. It is a Radiance of Wolverine from Vibranium, number to 50, in a 9.5 SGC slab. I didn't buy the card in the SG slab. I could care less. It's in the SGC slab. It's more so the card is out of 50, and these were killer. These went all the way up to $3,000 last year, and then down to maybe like 700-ish and all that stuff. But it was pretty much average about 800 to 1,500 last year. But I picked this up for a really good deal, and I will double up on it because I already have a duplicate of it. So pretty happy to have that. So lucky to find that. So there's some great steals out there right now with Marvel cards. And I think just with that being said, it's kind of the perfect timing with everybody getting their taxes back and all that stuff. I'll finally be able to push a commission over to Ash Gonzalez. Been talking to him for quite some time. But after he's done with everything and he's got some time, that's when he can do it. But we'll talk Ash. But yeah, for sure. That's all I got pickup wise this week. I do have a ComC order that I'm waiting on with probably about 25 Spider-Woman cards as well as one big Wolverine card. So that's about it. Probably in the next week or two, I'll get that back.
Cool, man. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right. Make me fat. Make me big.
What do you got? Make
me a big head on the screen real quick so people can see.
All right. You're big.
All right, cool. So I had a pretty big weekend last week. Obviously, the biggest one that I picked up that everybody probably saw in my post was a second appearance of Dr. Octopus in a 3.0. Massive Grail book.
Those who joined us for Roundtable.
Yeah. Yeah, it for me, I mean, I get all giggly inside when I have this book in my hand. I don't want to touch it because it's that important. It is a Grail book. It's not cheap, but I was able to obtain it, so I'm happy. I also picked up the first appearance of Sandman in a 4.0. Now, a lot of people don't like this cover.
What's up, Scandale?
A lot of people don't like this cover because they just look at it and it looks like a comic panel. I think it's cool, to be honest with you, in my opinion. And then aside from that, like I put in my post on IG, it's an ASM 4. So it's not like we're talking about an ASM 40 or a 50, although 50 is nice. And it also has a date stamp, which I love about comics. It's from June 11th, 1963, that somebody in that time picked up a stamp and put it on the book, and it's instilled now, encased in this since 1963 on that book. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
So that second appearance of Vulture. I had a 4.0 copy, but I was fortunate to get a 4.5, so I increased the grade that I had before. Second appearance of Vulture. And then the raw books that I picked up, Tomato. So Ash, I'm gonna ask you this question. How do you feel about this book here? What do you think? Do you think this is the first appearance of Wolverine?
It's 188.
Is it the cameo of Wolverine and the first appearance is 181? What do you think?
That's the first appearance, man. He's way in the back. I remember I went to a comic shop and they were debating this too. And the guy brought the book out from the vault, opened it up, and we were having this big debate. And he showed me, look, here's Wolverine in the back, the very end of the page. And I was like, yep, that's the first appearance of Wolverine. Now, if you didn't say the first appearance cover, yeah, 181.
Yeah, 181. Yeah.
Yep, he's walking right out there.
So on the last page, there you go, guys. If you've never seen the 180, now you have. This is the first appearance of Wolverine in comics, even though he's on the last page, last panel, but he's there.
Whiskers and all, right?
With whiskers and all.
Whiskers and all, yeah.
With whiskers and all. No, I just wanted to get your opinion because, I mean, there are, if you guys look it up, there's a couple of CGC books out there, early generation, that even state on the label that this is the first appearance of Wolverine, but yet because he's on the cover of 181, everybody wants to say that that's the first one because he's on the cover, yada yada yada. But then again, here I have another one for you. FF48. This is another pickup I had this week. And you know who the first appearance of this is? Silver Surfer. Is Silver Surfer on that cover?
No, he's inside.
He's inside, right?
Yeah.
So Silver Surfer would be on. Just give me a second. So Silver Surfer would be on this cover, which is issue 49. And it states right on the label there that this is the second appearance. The second appearance of Silver Surfer. Yep. Second appearance of Silver Surfer. First appearance of Galactus. First appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer on a cover. But yet this is the first cameo appearance of Galactus, but yet first appearance of Silver Surfer. And neither of them are on the cover. So again, that's a debate to be had. I don't know what you feel. Like you said, you're probably on my side that the 180 is the first Wolverine. This is clearly on the comic, the first Silver Surfer. It's stated on every CGC slab out there that you find that this is the first Silver Surfer. But yet they want to still have the debate that this is not the first Wolverine. I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to be technical about it, I would say 180 is
I think any comic like person in the comics, like truly in the comics, has to agree that it is the first appearance in 180. And I've heard that time and time again from Marvel card collectors or comic collectors that 180 is the first one, even though 181 is shown as the first appearance on cover, which it is, but I mean that's kind of where I'm at.
No, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like a double.
But I would rather have a 181 versus a 180 though, myself.
Because he's on the cover, right?
Yeah.
And if you get it graded, you want to see Wolverine on the cover and all that stuff. But and I get it. A lot of people like that are out there.
I guess I could rip out a page and do a page. People do that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like gray matter there. A lot of collectors out there. If they all of a sudden tomorrow morning woke up and saw the news that, oh my God, everybody is now saying that 180 is the first appearance of Wolverine and their 181 just tanked in value.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. But I just wanted to bring that up because it's always been a debate with the community out there. It's always been a tomato type of situation. If chat has something to chime in on there, go ahead, chat, and we'd love to hear what you think about it. We have 15 people in the room, so
Vintage Lords wants a page, so that's
good. He wants a page.
Yeah.
Has it, like, let's ask this in the chat then, because I've met Herb Trimpe before he died, like I think a couple months before he died, and I totally failed because I was all giddy and crap before, getting stuff signed by him, and I totally failed to not ask him his thoughts. So has anybody in the chat has ever met Herb Trimpe and had a discussion with him and asked him that question? Since you did the covers, which technically 180 compared to 181, what's Wolverine's first appearance? If anybody knows, I wish I asked him at the moment, but I just didn't. I didn't think about it because I was getting stuff signed. I was happy just to see him.
Yeah, while we wait on that too, Swish Rips actually wants to let everybody know he had something special sketch card from some artist that we just don't speak of, right? Except for tonight. You do a lot for Gabe's Cave, don't you? You do a lot for them, right? Gabe's Cave?
The what?
You do a lot for Gabe's Cave, don't you? Like you do like a monthly thing?
Oh yeah. Just the past two sets they had. Yeah, I did the last two sets and hopefully more. And I had an interview the other a couple months back with them, and man, they're really cool people, and they do a lot of cool stuff for artists and whatnot. So I really appreciate them.
That's really awesome.
Awesome.
I think what they do is it's crazy because they have an agreement with the artists. They'll give you a certain amount, and what they do is they'll go ahead and give all those sketches away in like giveaways, and they pay you because you're that artist, and then they'll take those sketches and they'll use it as giveaways. It's sweet. It's awesome. So. Helps you,
and they just let you run, do whatever you want on them.
That's cool. That's
awesome, man. Ash, I have a couple questions for you.
What's up?
So, and without obviously giving away too much, but and you might have already talked about this on other channels, but I'm curious, just to kind of educate me. What are you kind of working on right now behind the scenes? What are you being active with? If you can answer that question. Yeah, and this could be personal. Right? It doesn't have to be for like Upper Deck or anything like that. Silence.
He's thinking. It's okay. He's thinking. So I mean, it's pretty much it's out and about, and everybody's been talking about it, and hopefully that set comes out until I'm done. But because I think I've talked about it with a couple of shows. My last set is MM22/23, if you want to call it, and I can't wait to be done with that. I think I have a lot of cool pieces for that set, and then just my personal stuff is a couple paintings. I have one other big painting that I'm still working on for a gentleman in Australia, a really cool Thanos painting, and other than that, I fit because I still between projects. I have a couple of sets from collectors that I like throughout my schedule. I fit in 1 or 2 cards in the morning when I wake up at 5, and I consider basically a warm-ups, but I fit in their projects, and then I get on to the main project, which is Masters, that I try to finish out, and then I finish off the day with any covers that I need to finish off with. And then if my hand doesn't fall off by then, I'll go cook dinner. But other than that, more of the other personal back burner stuff that I have planned. I'm hopefully be done with it by San Diego, so I can have a lot of new stuff there concerning original paintings and stuff and whatnot. Because I used to do, like I said, 8 shows, give or take, and then I trimmed it down to 5. But now I just do 1. But now this year, since COVID's kind of faded away in a sense, I'm gonna do San Diego 1 more year, and then because those last 2 years it put a lot of gray on my head. It's a very exhausting show. It's fun. It's very fun. You do a lot of good networking there, but it's a very exhausting show. Like once I'm done with the show, I'll probably sleep for a week and then get back into gear. Yeah, because it's a very daunting show. I literally, man, the first time I ever went, it was back in, I think, 2009. It took me 1 day just to do half the show, and then which was a Thursday, and then Friday the other half of the show, and then Saturday, which is the mecca of days, is I did like finished out stuff that I thought I saw but I didn't see, and then it just kept going on from there. Sunday was like, oh man, I thought I saw that, but I missed that, and it was a lot of cool stuff. And then there's a party on the outside of San Diego Comic-Con, and then it's a whirlwind of a show. And then hopefully COVID didn't knock it out too bad. And then that show, and then I think that's about it. I have a couple other shows that I'm thinking about, but I'm not too sure. And
you mentioned the other night maybe Dallas.
Oh yeah, I forgot March.
Okay.
That's just 1 day, so it's kind of like a day trip. And
how far are you from
I was
there?
invited. The what?
Are you flying there, or how far are you from Dallas? Where are you at?
Oh, like 5 hours. So I'll just wake up in the morning, go about 102 miles per hour on the freeway, and then show up.
Nice.
Show up, and then hang out with who invited me, and then we'll get to going on that show, and then I'll probably head back.
For sure, man. That's awesome.
So,
yeah,
what is your for our viewers out there? What's your favorite character?
Spider-Man.
That you would like to draw? Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spider-Man all the way. I'm glad I'm not really into. I would be if I probably wasn't an artist card collecting, because I'll probably be competing with Spidey.
So you like symbiotes too, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
The black suit? Yeah.
The black suit, yeah, the black suit I probably like more than his traditional red and blue. It just looks super sleek to me.
Yeah.
Now, I'd have to say that Spider-Man T-Rex kind of blew me away when I first saw it, because at first I didn't know what I was looking at. I was like, what am I looking at here? This is like amazing stuff. And I'm just like, that's a T-Rex. Oh my gosh, that's like Spider-Man. That just like it totally works. It was so good.
It's so weird. When I was doing research for that, I found a comic panel where he's like the T-Rex, and he's like these little arms like shooting these big legs, and being chased by I think I forgot pterodactyl, which was the Hobgoblin version. Yes, I love that. I love that cover.
His most iconic, obviously, cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, that's awesome, man.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome. No, I was just saying awesome stuff. And as far as that, I mean, some of these ideas, I know some commissions that you do, the ideas come from the people that are asking you and all that stuff. Spidey had that great original with Michael Jordan and all that stuff, and Spider-Man and all that, and that was just amazing. And then after that, it's just like it was a trickle effect, like as far as, oh, can you do me this rookie card with this character and all that stuff, and it's just so cool the way that you do it, for sure.
That was a good wave that, and it's still kind of going with that wave of the sports crossover.
Yeah.
When Spidey came up with that idea, that I couldn't pass it up. So because I was like, that's an awesome idea. And then a couple of other clients came out of nowhere and it's like, can you do a Venom? Can you do another version of Spider-Man? And then maybe trickle in a couple of people in the background.
You did a Bo Jackson Wolverine one, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. That one was cool too. That was
cool card.
Yeah, that one was cool. Michael, there you go. Yeah, because he's a big Wolverine guy.
He is.
He's competing with Josh.
Believe it or not, him and me are buddies. Like, you know how like maybe some character collectors don't get along or anything like that, and they have competition, but like me and him get along. It works great. So yeah.
So I have a two-part question for you here.
What's up?
Your obviously your sketch cards that you do for Marvel cards, right? And then you have canvas art, right? How long does it take between the two? Are the two obviously different in time-wise that it takes you to do both pieces? That's the first question.
So totally different. Yeah. My fastest time on, like, let's say the quality of masterpieces, I can pump out, I remember 5 cards a day. If I go like full face portrait, all skin. And I'm like, that's like coffee, cocaine. No, I'm just getting back to cocaine. But I'm like, that's like 5 cups of coffee, and I'm going without being bothered by my kids or my wife or anything like that. So anyways, portraits, my fastest time was it's 3 days on a 18 by 24 canvas, because usually it would take like a week. And like I said, that's like maybe full skin and whatnot. And then I won't ship it out. Like if, for example, someone wants me to ship it out, then it'll take probably like a good month process, because I have to let it completely dry until I ship it out. So if I get a commission for that, it'll probably take me like a week of drawing it so I can feel comfortable with it. Because that 3-day painting, that was quick, because I was trying to get that. I remember signed by Stan Lee at the time. It was a Spider-Man portrait.
Signed by Stan Lee.
I had a show in Dallas, and I wanted to go. Yeah, so I wanted to get it done because I was going to be in the show at Dallas, and I got into the show at Dallas just to get him to sign stuff. I didn't even care about the show, and because my whole tactic was like, if you get into the show as an artist, then I could get in the line quicker before the whole rush. And so so I worked something out with his agent, and that was a whole tactical thing, because it was a lot of give and take. And so I think that's about. So yeah, the difference the process between cards and canvas is totally different. And but I would prefer cards, kind of, because I feel like I get a lot more work done, and it's a lot quicker. Plus, paint is that's a whole different other. I'm not sniffing turpentine all day instead of color pencil and stuff.
Yeah, that was the second part of the question was which one do you prefer most? Which is obviously you just said.
Oh, I prefer. I prefer oil paint because it's just more fun. It's more motor. It's more fun. I don't know how to express it. It's and it's funny how it's a roller coaster of emotions. Just you start out, it's like you're very low and like, oh no, how am I gonna? This is so daunting because I see so many colors in skin. And then once you're done, I'm like, oh, okay, phew, that was a journey of going ups and downs, up and downs, up and downs of finishing this portrait.
So on your sketches, what medium or mediums do you bring out like that, the uniqueness of the shadows and the darks and all that stuff? What do you use on for that?
Color pencil.
Is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. My brand of choice is Prismacolor.
Okay.
And then if I need to bump up the highlights, it's just some paint.
Okay.
I rarely use a lot of paint. Like the most I ever use a lot of paint is
No, go ahead and finish. That's fine.
Oh, the most I ever use paint is backgrounds and the foundation of a suit, and then I finish it off with the rendering of a pencil.
Okay. And like the ones that have like black backgrounds, those are what's the background? Is that all just black pencil, or is that something else? Or are there black
That's all
backgrounds?
paint. Yeah.
Oh, that's all paint. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all flat base paint. Because if I want to color on it, then I don't have to worry about a gloss.
Okay.
And so I mess with flat base paint and yeah, and then plus cool. I like the effect.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Like a lot of people do. So obviously, right? And it's shown because I think you're a busy guy when it comes to commissions. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty busy.
Yeah. But that brings up another little point that I wanted to bring up that I had previously talked about. I do want to say that there had been in the past, you never were on 2018 Masterpieces, were you?
No. That's
people approach you with,
right?
Yeah.
No.
People approached you though with that cardstock and said, "Hey, can you draw me this? Hey, can you draw me that?" And you drew it on it, right?
To be technically, I have never been presented with that card.
Oh, okay, all right.
But if I was presented with that card, me, not the purchaser of the card, the client of that card that had bought that card or got that card in some way or fashion and came to me and say, "Hey, can you draw on this card?" I'll be like, "Yes, I will gladly draw on your card because that is your card. You purchased that card. That is your ownership of that card."
Correct.
And then we will strike a deal.
So do you remember what cardstock you drew on for that, the Michael Jordan basketball one that Spidey gave you?
Yeah, that was that was the set that I worked on, which was 20, the one with 19, 20, give or take. That was the one with
David Palumbo.
Yeah, Palumbo.
Okay.
That was that was the set that I was in.
You did. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Well, I mean, this came up the other day. I think there has been some talk of just collectors thinking that it was not the correct thing to do or anything like that. Me myself, I feel that it's a gray area to the point of being that it's okay because you have been contracted with Upperdeck to do other sets. I don't see anything wrong with an owner of a card coming to you saying, "Hey, I have this card that I own. I want you to draw on it for me personally," right? As long as later down the road, they don't try to deceive somebody saying that this was pack pulled and out of this set, and they don't do their research, right? That's why a lot of people just need to do their research and all that jazz, right? But if they knew who you are, I don't think it matters because it's like, oh, that's Ash Gonzalez. I don't care what stock it's on.
Correct. Yeah. So
just wanted to have your thoughts on that. So
Yeah, so let's get into this. So first and foremost, here's an Upper Deck rule that I've been told by Upper Deck. You're technically not supposed to draw on the cards at all. So it's like an unwritten, not an unwritten law, but it's just like you don't do it. Now, that's based off a card that they thought I purchased. Now, I could have that wrong, and I'm gonna get a bunch of messages from Upper Deck tomorrow, and I could be correct. I could be totally corrected, which I have been in before. But either or, this is a business between a client and an artist, and it's gonna happen no matter what. Because I don't know, and I don't care to know, but you got people out there that have blanks. Somehow they get blanks, and that's cool. And however the client gets that blank from that other person, that's however that happens. And if that, I don't understand, if that client, they like an artist, they want their art on that card because they like that card of whatever set it is, then that should be fine. And that's just business. And it's going to happen. I mean, you can't tell a teenager, oh, don't do this, and they're going to go do it. I mean, it's just going to happen.
Right.
Yep.
And I hate to say this, but if Upper Deck doesn't want that happening, then they need to tighten something up. But I mean, I don't think that's going to happen or it's going to stop. I mean, really, technically, you know how you have like a blank comic and an artist can draw whatever they want on it, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't see Marvel coming after that artist because that book's going to get sold. They're all, right. You go to any group, sketchbook group or whatever, they're selling the and you don't see Marvel coming out, hey, cease and desist on that character. You can't draw that. No. And even you see McFarlane, he does a sketch on that blank cover. You're not going to see Marvel coming after McFarlane. Hey, where's our cut? Nah, man. So if I was Upper Deck, I would be like, you know what? Let's figure out how to do something with these blanks instead of I was about to say tight ass, but I mean just don't be kind of strict because oh man, this is starting to get technical because this gets into the realm of how Upper Deck is towards artists.
Yeah.
And if Upper Deck does not like artists drawing on their cards, then I would say in Upper Deck's benefit of maybe making some extra cash or I think they should treat it like blank comic books in some way. I don't know how. Yeah. That's not for me to know. I got too much other stuff to mind boggle that out. But that's how I should look. That's how I would look at it in a sense. Because
how I look at it.
Huh?
No, what I was saying is how I look at it, right? If an artist wants to sell their sketch cards that they received, because they maybe get more out of a blank versus not, like I'll be honest, right? I've seen artists have blank sketch cards, okay? And they say, hey, I'll do that. And it's like, okay, how much and all that stuff. If they're like an up and coming artist or a new artist, they only get like $60, sometimes $60 to $80. I'm just saying, on different, obviously different sets are different pricing and all that stuff, right? But at the same time, sometimes they could probably sell that for $40 more online as a blank, and people would snag it more than that. Maybe that's why we're seeing blanks at that point, where is because the new artists get more money that way. I'm not positive, but at the same time, those blanks are given to that artist to be able to commission their work. So if they choose to sell those blanks, they're giving the opportunity to some other artist to put something on. And I totally think that is cool, because that just helps you as a collector get something else that you would rather have this artist do, right?
Yeah.
I would never go to an artist and say, hey, can you sell me a blank? That should not happen. That should never happen. If you go to an artist, you just need to do that. But if that comes in your possession a different way, a blank, then you should be able to do, as the owner of that, whatever you'd like. And whoever you'd like to do that with. And I think if Upper Decks wants to change something like that, they just need to pay you more. Because you guys deserve, those who put in the work deserve more work.
Yeah, that's a given.
So that's how I think about it. So,
and that's a good way of thinking about it. I don't know how Upper Deck does their thing, and but that's fine. I mean, I just go about with the flow of things.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful every time Upper Deck gives me a contact and offers me a set and whatnot. And
and we appreciate you too, sir.
All the time.
and
Derpa said something here.
Yeah, he said flat out all artists need to be paid more for their work. We all know sketch cards are a part of the big hunt and ripping packs from these sets, which drives up their revenues.
Oh, those who are joining in, I am in a hotel room, guys, not in a closet. I'm in St. George, Utah, a tournament for my boy, so I'm not in a closet or anything.
That's funny.
Even though it looks like it, I guess.
Yeah, so I'll give another example, and it was kind of weird because I had a couple of conversations with a couple of collectors, and I had one with you earlier.
Yeah.
And it was about a certain group, and it totally jolted me for it saw the difference between two groups. Because I've been getting a lot of positivity, and it helps because you enjoy, talking and collecting and all that with this one group, and then you get gifted a card to do some work on it for something that you grew up in love with it. Because I'm more of a Star Wars guy, to believe it or not, and and I love Star Wars through and through, except for this whole jazz. That's a whole
Our
other
Star Wars ratings just went up
50%. There's some news tonight that I'm bringing up about that, so we'll stay tuned
cool
for that.
Cool. I'm all for that. And so, all right, let me backtrack. So, because I'm also a Disney guy, and I worked in the company and all that jazz. So, and I love Disney through and through, but you would say I love classic Disney more. And so before Disney bought it, I love Star Wars, and I still love it, but man, I just fell off with the other stuff. So if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So when I got presented with this card, I was so excited, and I only got 3 of them. 3 of them. That's it. And I didn't know what year this was and whatnot, and I really didn't care. I just did the card, and I went through all these images, and I picked the favorite ones, and I've been wanting to do it. And so my first one was the Princess Leia. And I was in a couple of groups, and then I posted it just to show off the work. I wasn't trying to sell it or anything. I think on my Instagram, of course, I was trying to sell it, but I wasn't trying to. I just posted a thing. If you want it, bam, there you go. But all the other groups, I just wanted to show it off. And of course, it's Tops, and these guys went crazy. And like within an hour, and they tag team each other, and they is like, are you in this set? I'm like, well, I didn't at the chance. I was kind of like, I stepped back, and I wanted to see what was going to happen, because everything happened so quick. They were even helping each other. Like, no, they gave the one guy that was asking, that was administrator, a list, and that of course I wasn't in. I'm like, dude, it's 2015. I wasn't doing cards in 2015. So. And they don't know me. I didn't care. So, but it was coming out of the woodwork, and so then the comments was shut down, and then no one could comment. I'm like, what? So it took away that freedom, and then I think the post went down. So then I left. I'm like, all right, whatever. And and then he called my work bootleg, and I think that goes into the last conversation that you had that you just mentioned about.
Yeah.
Well, what if an artist works on a card that artist was not in that set?
Yeah.
Because then I picked up in later conversations in other groups that other people were calling that bootleg because that artist did not work in that set.
Correct.
And I was like, man, that's just wrong, man. And I don't consider that bootleg, but I can see from their point of view why they think that's bootleg. And maybe taking it a little too serious. And I was just trying to show some art off and actually test the paper, because the paper is way different. I would pick Upperdeck more than Masterworks, because Masterworks, it had a different feeling. It was more slick. If you want to be, because I'm looking at it from a technical aspect, and
it's more glossy.
Yeah, it's more glossy, and it didn't really. It worked fine. The art came out great. It was just a little more glossy, but either way, the community was just wild. And then on other groups, I was asked again, like, were you ever in this set? And I'm like, does it matter really? Does it really matter? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, to me that's petty.
That's where you need to be like, opinion. You know, I'm a professional artist. I am hired by companies like Upperdeck. I have a passion for Star Wars. These came to me as a gift. It wasn't anything that was malicious or anything. And I professionally do this. Go and check my stuff out at the Marvel Card group, you know, because like there's so many of us that love your art, Ash, and would kill to have anything put on anything. Like you have your own card stock, and you've done the past couple years some cards for Secret Santa giveaways and just on your own stock, and it's just awesome to even have that, you know. And it's just crazy to think that someone would say something to your caliber, is what I'm going to say, because you have a caliber to you. To say that, like bootleg type of thing, like that's just like unheard of. And so I don't know. I just shake it off and just move on and just go with the flow.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't say anything in that conversation. I backed off and I just let them talk and then do all their admin stuff and whatnot. And I didn't even say, I mean, because the way it was going about, it was just the best not to say anything and just let the ants scurry and do their thing and and just back off. I mean, it's just a piece of art. Just no one.
Well, and just to give a little bit of light on things too, collectors usually like their commissions done on specific cardstock. So if they can actually get cardstock from, like you mentioned, if I can get a cardstock that I love Wolverine, so I was able to get a cardstock of a future set of Wolverine and I have it, I should be able to like, dude, I love that set because it's a Wolverine set. I want someone specific to do a card for me, and he may not be part of that set. I don't care, but I have it and I own it and I want it the way I want it, and it just shouldn't be something that they should dictate, you know. So
much agree.
There you go.
Well, on to some juicy news since we were talking about. Let's go ahead and transition.
All right.
Let's bring up some news for you.
Thank you for your words, Ash. All of what you said, I agree with full-heartedly, and I just appreciate you as an artist, man.
Man. We love you, buddy.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. Everybody in the group, everybody in this Marvel group is the best, and everything's positive. And I can't say much about it. I mean, I've always tried to compliment everybody in every little show I've ever done. Meaning little, because I've only done like maybe one or two, like Spidey's, and then and then I think the MCCU at the very first when the Masterpiece first set did what I did with Fasto. But other than that, let's get to this news. Feige, what's up?
No. Mr. Feige's in the news again, guys, this week, and there is some smoke, and where there's some smoke, there possibly could be some fire. Apparently, the rumor is that Kevin Feige is going after the head job over at Disney as well. So he will be in charge of not only Marvel, but all Disney shows and Star Wars. What do you think?
That's a fake rumor, man.
it came out today. I looked at it and I was like, holy moly. I mean, can you imagine this guy that has completely turned around the Marvel movies for the past 10 years and now is wanting to go after more blood and more fame than he already has accomplished over at the MCU side? With these talks, with the CEO departing so abruptly over at Disney and Bob Iger coming back after a retired few years, it kind of makes sense that someone who's being successful with the movie side and the show side to maybe give him a shot over at the other platforms, right? What do you think?
Well, I've said it myself time and time again. If someone is passionate about something and they want to improve it to the point where they want to put their name on it and they want to make it so it actually is something that fans love, I mean, go for it. You know, like that passion is the only thing that saves things. You know, and I've brought up the example of Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool with Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I mean, just that little thing right there, that passion is going to show how that movie's going to be. So.
Yeah. Ash, what do you think?
Man, it's a big stretch because I remember when I heard about how his schedule is with just doing the movies, like when he wakes up to like at least 10, he's had already like 20 meetings and they're all about movies. And wow. It's just mind-boggling to think if it is, let's just say it is true. He can't be Moses, man. He's gonna have to get somebody. He's gonna have to.
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe he has this MCU on lockdown, and he's been molding somebody behind the scenes to kind of take the reins a little bit so that he could venture out and do other things, right? So it's possible, right? Maybe at the end of the day, he has his apprentice. And he will be communicating with his apprentice regarding MCU or Marvel-related news while he focuses on trying to bring up the Star Wars. Because let's be honest, Star Wars has tanked year over year with these new movies. And all of a sudden, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau come over, and all of a sudden they're reviving that space again. Andor. Mandalorian. Awesome. Now the Ahsoka series is coming up in the summer. You have Thrawn in the mix. I mean, it's going to be massive. And if you have even a Feige kind of helping Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau along, it could be even that much more massive for the Star Wars fans out there, right?
So if he has an apprentice that is, let's say, theoretically, that is doing phase 4 and 5, fire that dude, or not a good apprentice. Find a new apprentice, because
that's true. That's true.
9.9, you're fired.
I don't want to go watch it. I don't want to go watch it. I've already told a couple people don't will watch it. Ant-Man's like another Spice Kids movie or something. I don't get it. I don't. But then again, it's an Ant-Man movie. But I did like the 2 Ant-Man movies. But when I heard they didn't have my boy in there that does the whole monologue in his own, voice, that's the best part, and I love it. And he's not in that movie, so I'm not gonna go watch it. And fire Kathleen Kennedy and then put somebody in there that's going to all be about story, and that's it. And bring back the legend stuff, and get rid of all this other jazz that's just messing with the story of Star Wars. And then Disney, that's a whole another mess I can't talk about, because that's just
they just need to keep the people that are in there that have the passion to be able to do it, not somebody that's just running it as a job, and we probably saw a little
as a
bit of
business.
that. Yeah, we saw a little bit of that with I feel She-Hulk, and maybe some I'm not trying to not support women in the workplace, but I mean that might have been something that went that route that just brought up that She-Hulk just didn't survive, didn't pan out to what they wanted it to, and so I feel with some of the newer moves that Disney's been making, I think are smarter moves, and we'll see what happens, so
we'll see. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, listen. I mean, Ash mentioned. You said it, Ash. They just have to remove some of the stuff that wasn't working. Now they have some stuff that's working. They got rid of Kathleen. They got rid of the CEO at Disney, the prior CEO, and now Bob Iger's back, who was successful from 2005 to 2015. Let's see where it goes. Right? I'm a Star Wars fan through and through. I grew up with the first trilogy of movies back in the day, and I watched them a gazillion times because those were actual movies. You have George Lucas, who is a god, a genius, and we just need that type of mentality to come back and keep it simple, not try to make it so crazy out of whack. Just make it simple, entertaining, what people liked in the past, and they'll do just fine.
So was there anything else in the
he made those
MCU
from
news
passion
that you saw? Oh, go ahead.
What's that, Ash?
Go, Ash.
Oh no, I'm saying I was bouncing off of Josh's comment, because he made those movies from passion. It wasn't a job. It was a job, but it was a job that he wanted to do from passion. It was a passion project, and that's what, just like Josh said, that's what they need to get back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing in the news this week before we move on, and we'll touch on it because you just mentioned it, is Quantum Mania. So we're not going to give away any spoilers for those that haven't watched it. All
I know is it should have been called King.
Yeah.
Quantum Mania.
Ash brought it up that there were certain actors that should have been there that made Ant-Man movies what they were, right? The comedic side. Whereas they kind of revolved it into, like, instead of Ant-Man and the Wasp, it was more like Kang and Quantum Mania, right? I mean, I guess it's a move that they're trying to make Ant-Man more serious in this film to kind of try and kickstart the Phase 5 and kind of get people more involved in the MCU, because obviously Phase 4 was a dud, in my opinion. I think everybody thought Phase 4 was a dud. Even the movies were mediocre, I think, at best. They were entertaining as always. I'll always watch the MCU movies, but they weren't that pow, that excitement, like I need to watch the next film type of deal. I think you guys have your opinion on that, but that's my opinion. What do you think, Ash? I don't know if you have seen the movie, but from the reviews out there, it seems like it was more of a Kang movie than it was Ant-Man.
Yeah, so I've already spoiled myself through and through without watching it, and so I pretty much know everything, what happens at the end, and all this jazz, and I've gotten a lot of opinions, and then I formed all that to make my own. It was one guy mentioned one good thing. What made the other, like the Thanos trilogy, you can call it, like basically that whole phase with Thanos in it. They slowly trickled him in and made him a force to be reckoned with, and built him up to be this threatening menace. Kang, it's like from what I've only gathered, that he's the only one that saved that movie. The movie is not even saved from what I'm hearing, but he's like the best part in it. and you're not going to be happy about it. But it's just like they didn't even do I wish they would have done that part from what I know that with Kang, because it sounds like a mind warp of what is going to come later on. But then I always go back to this Feige we trust, and I just hope there is some kind of end result
Feige
to
we
this.
trust.
I'm like, wow, okay, I get it. And then
So-
you go, because when I didn't like, what was that Ultron movie? I didn't like Ultron when it came out, but then when I went back and rewatched it after all this Thanos came out and everything, I was like, I can appreciate that movie a lot more, and I like it.
Well, what people don't, a lot of people don't understand what Kang is. So there are thousands of Kang variants, and a lot of people don't understand
Yeah.
how Kang moves through all the different timelines to where they're just seeing one version of Kang right now. Kang's going to be with us for the next two and a half years, right? So maybe this is just the start of us seeing, obviously, this version of Kang, but there's many, many more versions of Kang that we're going to see in the coming movies, coming episodes of shows with Loki season 2. So I agree with you. I think Jonathan Majors is amazing in what he does. He played an amazing role, I think, in this movie.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're going to see a lot more of him, and we'll just have to. Only time will tell. No pun intended.
Yeah, I don't want to add too much to it, but what I did want to add is all these shows that we're seeing right now are drivers into the MCU. Sometimes we may want to see something, but all it is it's part of the whole process, right? Just like Keith said, we are looking at it as this is a buildup, right? And some movies just get the shaft because it's a buildup. Just like, I mean, I didn't like the Eternals either. Okay, I wasn't a huge fan, but I did watch it. Okay, I did watch it. Okay, and the only thing positive that came out of that is just a little bit of preface on some of the characters that we may see in the future. But the whole thing was a mess to me. It was all over the place. But at the same time, it's a driver. She-Hulk, it's a driver. Like every little thing that Disney does, it is a driver to a bigger thing. But we hope, and just like Keith said, we hope that this whole process is going to come up and it will show something bigger.
Yeah, I mean, with Kevin Feige, Ash said it, and Kevin Feige we trust. At the end of the Eternals movie, that being that they defeated became Genosha Island, and in Genosha Island is where animanium is found, which is what Wolverine has, right? So these are all puzzle pieces in the mix to later on bring out how Wolverine gets his animanium and where it comes from, and all that stuff is going to tie in. So again, in Kevin Feige we trust. We'll see what happens.
You need to show a Venom card. That's all you got to
I
do.
mean, having these clean meetings in the morning, it's got to be something.
They're all put away. 9.9. Manu. All right, there you go.
Boom. You got it. That's a premiere.
That is a
premiere
20 out of 50.
What is it, 2017?
2019.
2019, okay. Nice. He said, dang it. Ooh, that's 1990 variant, 2013.
Yeah, 2015.
Signed, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the signed version. I know my camera sucks. I don't have the nice HD. I can't afford the HD camera.
All right, Ash, I'm going to put you on the spot real quick.
What's up?
I have had conversations with Dre, and he has shown me he does collect some Marvel cards.
Oh!
Do you, as an artist, have any Marvel cards and you collect them?
Yep. I have Spider-Man metal.
Nice.
Very nice.
I posted it a while back, a picture of how many I think I bought like 9 boxes. I went crazy. I bought everything on the shelf at Walmart. I did not expect it, but I've been checking every day.
Was it the blasters? The blasters, right? Those were fun to buy.
The blasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blaster boxes, because I can't go out there and get a Spider-Man metal box. So I went to Target like every morning for a week, and I was determined. So I got that itch. I got the hunt, and then for some reason I went to Walmart to get some sweet potato pie or something stupid, and then I went over there to the card section. Oh no, yeah, well I did that, but it was another reason, because I saw somebody posted in the MCC group. He got one at Walmart, and then then and there, I dropped everything and left to Walmart.
I went to Walmart.
Yeah, and to get some sweet potato pie. And so, so I saw like 9 of them, and I just took them all, bought them. I didn't think the machine was gonna let me buy them all, because I was gonna think they're gonna have a cap or whatever, but no cap. And then I opened up one, I think, or I opened up a couple on the show, I think Spidey's show or something like that. And then once I got off his show, I just couldn't stop. I just kept opening them. And I got a couple of cool stuff, but nothing crazy.
So let me ask you this: when 2022 Marvel Masterpieces come out, you gonna buy a box?
Depends on the artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Depends on the artist. I mean, that's what drives it. I mean, because that one guy, he does all that work, and I just hope it's somebody awesome that we all know, and he just blows it out of the park. I'm pretty sure he will. It's a masterpiece. He has to. And
correct. Yeah, he has to.
And so it just depends on the artist.
So I want to bring up this conversation. What if an artist came from another realm, like somewhere like Magic or somewhere like Pokemon or something like that? What if an artist came from that realm? How do you think the Marvel community would react to that?
I think cool, because I mean, Palumbo did the same thing. From what I gathered, he was straight from Magic, but he had that pedigree. But I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know his mom and dad was who they were. Yeah. All I first heard was he did a lot of Magic the Gathering, and I looked up his work, and I liked it, and so I think it will work, and it gives it some more flavor, and I like it, and I like the diversity of if they're gonna pull from another card group, then that's awesome. Especially those Magic the Gathering artists, they don't play. That is like some detailed art right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the same way, and I feel it will only help the community to have someone come like that, because it just brings more of that community over to Marvel, or vice versa. We might be interested in some of their stuff. So it just helps it as a one. I'm always for this. Everybody that knows or watches my channel or does anything with me, I'm always focused on one hobby as a community, not just Marvel cards, but Pokemon, sports cards, everything. So
yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been gotten a couple offers to do Pokemon cards, but just to do like some of the animals, but in a realistic more way.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother project. I still got a mountain of work. I still got a mountain of work I got to tackle, and all these other clients to keep happy. So I'm good. I got to stay on track.
Awesome.
No, that's awesome. So
awesome, my friend.
Cool. What else we got tonight? I think I don't know if I have too much more tonight, other than If anybody in the comments can think about anything that they want to ask Ash while he's here, while we have him, that's kind of what we wanted to do, is a little bit for you guys as viewers. Ask Ash. Whatever you guys want to ask him, ask away. But I appreciate your time coming on there, Ash, and appreciate you as a friend and as an artist and as just this part of community as a whole. I would say you're one of the favorites out there right now in the community, just because you're so interactive with everybody, and it totally shows, and it totally resonates with a lot of us collectors, and it's awesome. So,
cool. Yeah. That's the best thing, man. It's all about networking and keeping that relationship strong and stuff. And I appreciate y'all for having me on tonight, even though it's like super late and stuff. But I'm usually a night owl anyway.
So Armando had a question real quick.
Let
me see. If you were asked to do a whole future set like Unbound, is that something that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe even give this question on top of it. Not just Unbound, Marvel Masterpiece 2026, Marvel Masterpiece 2028.
Heck yeah, man. I'll take that on.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
You hear that, Upper Deck? You got it. Right here.
Probably
someone
30
that's very talented. And you know what? I want to add one more thing to this. It's all about sometimes Upper Deck picking the artist. Why can't one of these times with Marvel Masterpieces, why can't us as collectors,
the community,
let the community pick? Look at that. So just food for thought.
I would love to have Boris and Julie back.
Nice.
From 96. Yeah. I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, they had Joe Jusko do 2016. Why not have Boris and his wife come back?
And let them fly, like let the peacock fly, because I mean they'll work. It would be the way things are in this atmosphere, and because I had to, because I remember I saw one picture and they had a cleavage, and I was like, wow, let the cleavage fly, and because you really have to tone some stuff back nowadays. Yeah. And Upper Deck says these are for the kids, but I'm like, there's no kids collecting this. No. There's no kids collecting this, man. You can't afford this. So. But I get it. I totally understand it. But man, I love.
He said he wants you to do masterpieces in anime.
No. Boris's stuff is just off the chain. I mean, those images, and like you just said, who's going to be able to afford it? That's a kid that's going to pay $1,500 a box or $1,200 a box. Come on, let that puppy run. Let it loose.
Hey, I did want to bring up this. I know for the week, real quick too, is pricing on Marvel cards. Those who are negative Nellies on Facebook, I'm going to call you out right now. Those who complain about a box being $125, where there's boxes out there that are $400 to $500. Just bear in mind, some of these sets that are coming out, I mean, the Allegiance set was $125 when it came out, and it's got holograms. What are you asking for? What price point are you asking for? Because I'm just telling you right now, as a Marvel card collector, anybody that complains about $125, I don't get it. I really don't. And then they're thinking, oh, we should have these. These should be the prices of every set. I don't know if everybody saw this, but it was actually a specific post that Upper Deck Entertainment did about a price of this set being about that price, $125, stating that their sets like Marvel Masterpieces being that price, it's not going to ever happen. It'll never happen. You're up in the night is pretty much what the post was telling other collectors. But I just want to let them know that you know, a lot of us collectors like these Marvel cards, even if it's a basic set. I mean, I still like all the Wolverines from any set that comes out, and I'll open it for fun. And so I think that's a great option to have these lower end sets come out and have these price points. I was all for it, and I bought a couple boxes. I was glad.
Yeah, good luck trying to get Marvel Masterpieces for $125.
Yeah.
Never,
See, even
never.
even
That's
Ash
way more
knows.
than that
Come
on blaster boxes. Man,
If
no, man, I
Ash
spent way
did,
more than that
I'm
on blaster
sorry.
boxes. Yeah.
If Ash did a Marvel Masterpiece set, guys, it wouldn't be $125 a box. It wouldn't be $200 a box. It wouldn't be $400 a box. It'll probably be $500-600. Okay, $500-600. That's on pre-order.
That's pre-order. That's starting pre-order price.
Pre-sale.
Yeah, that's pre-sale.
Oh gosh. All right. Any other quick questions? I think Crockpot had one for you, Ash. What is your process when painting? Do you see the image in your head before you start, or does it involve you lay lines?
Yeah, does it evolve as you lay the lines down?
I see the image in my head first, and then I go to model it out from a model. So I draw from life, and then because that's how I was just taught. And then sometimes I lay down pencil, but not all the time. Sometimes I just go straight into rendering it, and that's what kind of sucks because some clients want to see like their pencil layout before the card goes down, and I can get that so they can like see it. But sometimes that doesn't really say anything because they can see the pencil and they're like, ooh, but they don't see the end result.
Yeah.
You gotta see all the way to the phase 6 and you'll be happy. If that makes any sense.
No, I feel it does make complete sense. I know a lot of the images that you see or you try to make in your head to find out what you want to do. You'll look at other art out there of the characters, and a lot of artists do that, where they'll look at something that has already been done, but they'll look at another image and they'll get more of an inspiration on it, and then it'll just come to you, you know. And so I feel, and I have a little bit of artistic side to me. I didn't go to school, but I've always had that in my mind. And so with me, I've always needed to look at 3 or 4 pictures if I wanted to draw something. I wanted to look at something, or even a three-dimensional toy or statue that I'll look at and be able to draw from. And so I feel having something like that is only going to help your envision to do something. And I'm not even a professional artist.
And I needed a reference, so I asked, because Spidey has all these toys, and it's like, hey, I need a reference. Can you shoot me? Can you put I forgot who it was, but can you put him at this angle so I could see and make this light go this way so I could see how it looks and blah 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 blah. And he did that. So that was one way. I was like, I need your help. I need your help, Spidey. Can you help me out? So yeah,
that is awesome.
It all depends on how you get the process. But yeah, sometimes it's kind of archaic.
So the negative on price of product relates directly to what happened with Spidey Metal and cost of quality. I would agree somewhat on that, but I feel that there's still people out there that they'll probably be negative on anything that comes up.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that the quality should be good on sets. The focus should be quality first, and then they would work on price. But I do agree with that as far as that goes, that Spidey Metal was only pumped up because of Spider-Man, and that's where that price point came from, was the market, and that's kind of neither here nor there. But I do feel, let me see, he added one more thing here. should not be 125. Annual on holograms is less than 100. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not Upper Deck, so I really can't really say much to that. Dave and Adams, we all know, are the main dealer when it comes to this Marvel product, and whatever agreement that Upper Deck has with Dave and Adams and them, obviously Upper Deck makes money, but does Dave and Adams take a little bit of advantage to that? They may, but
absolutely. I mean,
I don't know.
to my understanding is Upper Deck sells everything at once to the David Adams, to the Steel City Collectibles websites. It's gone. And then those distributors dictate a price point. So after Upper Deck has already made their money, after they've given it to Dave and Buster's or Dave and Adams and all these distributors, then the distributors put a price point on that obviously has a little bit of cushion in for them to make their profit off of what they paid.
Out of their hands.
Yeah. So Upper Deck makes sure that product is sold completely. They don't dictate price.
Yeah. But $500 is quite a bit. There has been,
and I'm sorry
to kind of wrap this price thing up.
Yeah, except for EPAC. Sorry, except for EPAC.
Oh no, you're good.
EPAC they do dictate, but as far as physical product, they don't.
Yeah, there has been some conversations from Upper Deck on earlier podcasts about price points, and they always talk about premium products being probably between the $400 range to on up, and they talk about premium products that way. Spider-Man Metal, I don't think was supposed to be a premium product. Wasn't supposed to be that high, but it got that high based upon some decisions that obviously we saw with David Adams and supply and demand, because there was Spidey Metal went quick, and we know that Spidey Metal didn't actually last on EPAC for more than a week, and it was gone or something, right?
Yeah.
So there has to be a little bit of that supply and demand there.
Yeah, guys, be fortunate that you're not in the sports card hobby side of it, because those boxes are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 boxes.
Oh.
Yeah. So be lucky that you're collecting Marvel cards and not sports cards, because you'd be that much more upset about the price points.
Yeah, MM20 was actually a little less. It was about that. I think EPAC was about that price at $350. I don't know what it was on a pre-order of any kind. I know Black Diamond. I never got the pre-orders of Black Diamond, but I did buy it at $400 flat from my local LCS when it came out. And then I think it was 400 something on EPAC. Yeah, PMGs might have had an effect on that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yo, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Since you came from the sports, and it goes back to the first the question that we had like a long time ago, because I was getting curious about museum stock, and would you have the same feeling if, like me, somehow got my hands on museum stock and then I just showed it off, and how would you feel about that? And I haven't touched sports cards at all. I mean, I'm coming from Marvel, so like Upper Deck Marvel side.
Yeah, is that
kind of the same realm?
In the sense of what, like sketch cards for sports?
Yeah, like if I did a portrait of Bo Jackson or King Griffey Jr. or something like that.
So I believe that it would be monumental for that to happen in the sports card world. Why? Because you don't see it. You don't see artists
Okay,
sketching
yeah, because
sports players. I mean, I would love you to do me a portrait of Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays or Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
You know, the Iconics, right? That would be amazing for me to do a pack pulled from Asher Gonzalez of Mickey Mantle. That card could be worth tons of money, but it could also have no price point. It could be priceless because it's an actual sketch that we don't ever see in sports cards, right? You might be onto something, my friend.
So what one thing I do want to add to this as well, just because I've seen sports guys come from sports to Marvel, is when they see the back of the card and it says 1 of 1, they freak out. And they're like, "Holy cow, this is a 1 of 1. This is a 1 of 1." It's like as Marvel, you're like, "Well, yeah, duh, it's a sketch card."
Yeah.
But like they don't know the whole realm of that. And so I would say that that's why that's why sports guys don't know how to price, sketch cards quite a bit. I mean, even some collectors don't price sketch cards, like they don't know how to, and everything like that. It's really hard because obviously it's whatever that person values it at that's going to purchase it is the value, and I always reach to some people in the hobby that know quite a bit. Everybody knows Keith. Keith has a big, huge collection. He's one of the moderators on MCCW Facebook group. But he knows a lot about sketches, and he knows a lot about values and what that sketch card artist is meant to have. And I would say it has to do with the love that collectors have for them too. Because, I mean, Ash, your commissions, obviously, when you're busy, your commissions are probably a lot higher, and it's like, you know what, I don't have a lot of time. It's going to be this amount, and it's like, that's my time worth doing it because I'm so busy. But you demand, and I fully agree with people that are pretty popular like yourself to demand a little bit more for your commissions because you can. Everybody loves your stuff. So, and you deserve it because of what you did, the work that you put into that to get to that point.
Yeah.
And so I feel that sketches. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying passion. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm like, because yeah, a lot of work. I like even if it's a low tier. I don't know how it will be a low tier like a set. Let's just say Crow. Like no one. I didn't expect anybody to like come out and like, I need that Crow set. I'm gonna buy Crow set. But it's not like I'm gonna lose quality on doing a card on the Crow set. I'm gonna go still rock hard on it, or a Space Jam. I mean, I didn't want to fall 2-tier because these guys got to look cartoony, but I wasn't gonna like lose quality or like, oh yeah, Ash is falling off the wayside on his quality. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to me. And of course, if I'm a brand, I wouldn't want to lose my brand. I mean, if you want to look at it like that, because I mean, if I don't have my quality in my work, then I'm not going to be able to stay in this game long enough. It's just that kind of way.
Yeah, totally agree. So
Awesome.
Great, awesome. Thank you so much, Ash. You're an inspiration to a lot of us. Yeah.
No, we appreciate you having you on, man.
No, thank you.
Like Josh said, ditto. You're amazing at what you do, man. We look forward to future projects and future shows that you're doing with the community. We appreciate all that stuff, brother. Guys, if you don't know who Ash is, make sure you follow Ash. You're on Instagram, right? Just go ahead and let everybody know how to find you.
Right there.
There it is.
Fine art by Ash. Fine art by Ash on my Instagram, and I'm easily accessible. And I'm rarely on the Facebook, but I'm on Messenger easily. You can just message me. Oh, by the way, are y'all going to be any of the card shows in March?
I don't know if I'll make it to March Dallas show, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
I am wanting to go to the May show for Dallas.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'll be at the.
Okay.
I would love to meet up with you, but I don't know if I'll do the March. I think more so for me, it's going to be the May. So
yeah, I'll be at the Mint Collective next month, which is here in Vegas.
Okay.
yeah, there is a Mint.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
Ash,
Well,
we can have you anytime.
always be another
right?
show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can do a show anytime, right? Have you on. No, we appreciate you. Hey, thanks,
Cool,
guys,
man. Well, thank you very
for
much.
joining in. Appreciate the chat tonight. Please let us know what we can do for you guys. And until next time, enjoy collecting or whatever, or Marvel cards, baby. That's what I like to say. See you guys.